Two zeros left, right and center, looking to continue their streak here as they start on the CT side of their map pick. We've got Julies for Wukardia, and in terms of the tactical setup, a lot of utility, Chad. We've got smokes, 4 flashes, Molotovs on the T side. It looks like they may be heading towards B.
I think in these early stages, feeling out, is there any aggression across the map? Nothing from the Eternal Fire early probe. 4 players congregated on the B stairs, nades at the ready, util flying over, and where's the go?
Well, here we go then. Julies to be tested first, and it's a complete success.
He's on his own.
A couple of kills there. Wukardia making light work of the first 2, and now has time to reposition. Process behind enemy lines, dealt with as well. This is an absolutely glorious start to the game from Eternal Fire. 5 versus 2. Make it 4 on 2 now. A chance for Big as they try and get themselves back in the round.
Yeah, well, this would certainly boost your morale if you could recover and turn this one on its head. Wukardia's dual Berettas have done enough, you would think. But Krembo, he's walking on in. There is a player on that A site. It was Woxic, but hidden. Model obscured by the boxes. Sin not trying to give up any territory towards the B stairs if they do come a-looking. But Wukardia, I think he's done enough.
You'd think so.
He's not, I mean, he's not overextending either. You know, he's not going to give them a way back in that they so desperately seek. Regrouping now. Krembo's got a smoke, and oh god, no Kevlar on either of them. They're going to get chewed up by those Julies.
They're just hoping for a mistake right now, seeing if any CTs will overstep the mark, dropping potential one-way here, the boost going through as well. Hoping that someone will go for that peak. They can bring a kill back in their favor. Their time is of the essence. They're going to have to push in eventually, and it's Grimbo to lead the charge here. 10 seconds remaining. He will find the opener, and maybe there's a chance to do something with this, but apparently not. Eternal Fire with a very convincing pistol round there, and it will be Wukardia defending that B bomb site with opening 2 frags with the dual elites.
Feels like they were expecting a retake setup, right?
Sure.
Because the fact you got away with that close Tetris box, able to get 2 kills, and how they were scaling deep in towards the side, it feels like they weren't ready for this. And that type of an execute, like caught off guard completely. How were you not expecting a player there at all? He's played up close and personal, lying in wait. There's nobody baiting for him. So it makes me feel like Big were expecting something a little bit different out of that CT side setup. I
don't normally expect this on the second round these days. No bomb being planted. You normally see the full eco into the AKs in the third. They've gone for the 4 spy here in the second, Big that is. So they're operating with pistols, many P250s and 1 Galil.
And it goes against the critique I normally have of Big, which is being a bit odd in their financial scenarios, right? Usually a little bit lighter on. This time they're trusting in their players, but Wukardia over towards A, trusting the push, goes down. A dink, done, but the frag over to tabseN, a great way to kick things off.
There we go. Didn't expect the helmet. tabseN does find that opening frag. Takes a lot of damage en route, but they've got plenty of time to reset this now. Calyx, does he probe for information? Does he hold his ground towards B? Big still have 2 smokes, make it 3 and a couple of flashes and going back towards middle.
Well, this is the question. I think right now, even though you're down amount on the Eternal Fire side, being able to play for information, block, and then regroup might be key, but they're mainly working with MP9s. Oh. So there's no investigation. The fight is coming Woxic's way. He's on his own.
Yeah.
He is.
He's really isolated.
He's struggled in this position a couple of times, mainly with the AWP. They're going to pound someone here. If there's a flashbang, he might be in a lot of trouble.
Good timing.
Peeking, he didn't see the backpack.
Now he's in trouble.
Yeah, he has no idea. They've boosted up. He's got a good flick on him, though. There's the first. Won't be finding the second, but did well to find 1. Still a winnable round here. Oh! Try to fend them off. Lots of damage inflicted, but it will be Big with the man advantage and then some. 3 versus 1. Big man Xantares on the retake here. Certainly possible with the damage inflicted by his comrades, but the bomb's going to be planted. He'll have no kit and no utility to work with.
Yeah, has to rely on his aim, has to find these quickly. They are low HP.
Should save. I know it's boring.
Chad, yeah, I hate it's the most reluctant call you have to make, right? Second round.
Yeah, and that just shows how badly this got out of control, right? Madja, I don't want to say showing his age, but definitely maybe showing the early stages of this series. That should have been a kill.
You're going to say like dementia or something.
Sometimes the older guys are not the sharpest. Oh, we put the crosser in the right direction, but not always on the head.
There's a lot going on.
Because right there, if he gets, you know, he could have had both kills there in middle with the MP9s.
Oh, it's tough, yeah. I mean, you know, you can also, you could be critical of that Woxic push. Imagine if he'd just gone an inch further to the right, spots that backpack as you outlined, or here's that boost.
Well, the fact he's completely alone, I know they're at a man disadvantage, but there's definitely better positions to play than dead out in the middle.
Like I'm saying, play for info, so then you can group up. It's not about like playing together all the time. A lot of these situations, you have the advantage on the CT side holding angles. So if you're playing for info, then you get the info, then you go into a setup that makes sense based on what they're doing. Right? Instead of being committed to fights and you're likely going to get 1 and traded and then you've lost all the territory.
Well, they'll have the Xantares M4. one bit of good news going forward. Eternal Fire giving up the second round force buy, big in the driving seat. Now they've got an AWP for Mantu. How the hell have they pulled that one off?
Yeah, he invested it into himself. He spent every single penny of his hard-earned cash. Now, it was a product of picking up that MP9 and getting an extra 600 bucks with it.
Yeah, all right, that's pretty cool. A very early AWP, I'm sure will be influential going forward.
But also risky to have out this early. Having it against a buy that, yeah, I guess we may as well just, I know we're not into the gun rounds, but we're into the force buy wars. Famus's MP9's Deagles alongside of that aforementioned M4, so this is still dicey.
So is he going to play for the sound cue? That flash needs to come out now! Forced to fight, burning down, Calyx cooked! But he does get one with it. Madja sets him up. Info onto Madja's positioning as well in the kill feed. Process has burnt him down, and they are progressing middle.
So, Madja alone on an island here, waiting with the Desert Eagle. He has no further utility. It would take something glorious to stop this push. A rotation from Woxic comes through. He's actually got a little bit to work with here. The FAMAS at least, and it's now to Majors to actually set him up, try and enable this crossfire. And there's a chance. Not the best one though. Not going to convert the initial kills, and it will be quite easy pickings for Big so far. Mercadia can actually do something with this. He is behind the smoke right now. Xantara's have to do most of the heavy lifting, but piece by piece they are being taken down, and it's a pretty comprehensive victory for Big in the end. That's a force by pushback, and now the full eco is up next.
Trying to set the vibes as well, right? Chad, can you speak to that in terms of, you know, big game, playoff game, elimination at stake, first couple of rounds? You can see that was almost like, I don't know, kind of empty from Tapson. He's trying to make the sounds. He's trying to get the juices flowing. You want to just get the squad all feeling themselves.
It is a feel-good moment, right, in the sense that now you've just broken them. So that round is worth two.
Yeah.
I'm with you, right, in terms of the atmosphere with the younger guys. If you can get them to start making some noise, some of the problems can be if players, right, you're only making noise when you're winning, and when you're losing, it's dead silent, and then the silence is deafening. So for some people, they have an issue being able to regulate the highs and the lows. But if you're able to find a nice middle ground, celebrate when it's necessary. Also, I found it when I was in-game leading, if the flow of the game's going nicely and I'm getting loud and pumped and the adrenaline's pumping, it helps with the calls and how I was reading. Definitely. But if it's going wrong, the opposite would happen. So it's a difficult balance to strike.
Look at this. This is an awful lot of space. Crimbo's found a gap and then some. A gaping chasm as Sin does manage to find the rotation back. Woxic, he was supposed to be tending to middle, but caught on his return back. Deagle does nothing, just a stack now.
Now, we have done a couple of games of Eternal Fire on Vertigo, and some of the things that we've highlighted would be the Xantara's nades, but the only reason the Xantara's HEs from the default box sniper deck area can come into play is because they play a bit more of a passive stance on the ramp. They might be jarring forward, they'll throw their smokes, they'll probe, but the fact that Xantara's is, first of all, having so many HEs to throw from that position and doing so much damage is a byproduct of how much space they're giving over the Ts to execute towards A. Now, if I'm Big, I've watched that because we've seen rounds where those HEs have done 150 damage.
Yeah. He's finished half of like 600 utility damage, so it's definitely something to be aware of, very cautious of. And I think Eternal Fire play a passive game on Vertigo in general. Like if you look at Woxic's just general setups, he's either just holding an angle middle, holding the back of the B side. He's never going for the aggressive picks, and I'm interested to see how that battle goes over Mantu, kind of the architect of that sort of playstyle, known for his passive setups here. Woxic quite the opposite, but I feel like Madja has almost forced Woxic in this more neutered playstyle. As we do get into the first gun round here, will Woxic bring out the AWP? I'm not sure he even can. So 3-1 for Big, opted to start on the T side on their opponent's pick here. A great start after losing the pistol. Tons of resources going forward as well. It's Eternal Fire on the back foot. They will not have the AWP to work with. It's M4s across the board, no kits, and no incendiaries as well. That's a big deal.
Let's get into it then. 5th round of play. And Mantu's T side up, you know, it was a quote-unquote risk. He's managed to keep hold of it. Sure. Same AWP in play. Xantara's a stacked nade, or rather just a little bit of an attempt towards a ramp walk-up. Wakadia, we've talked about his presence on the ramp, T and CT. For now, just edging towards that short smoke. A second layer of the smokes arrive now, and it's going to slow him down.
Yeah, this is just the waiting game, right? The patience here to wait out and be risk-adverse. Make sure that you're not going into areas where the unknown may cause an issue. Nice little jump spot there from Wakadia. Cool, isn't it? Needs to be careful. He knows that the AWP of Mantu lies down towards the fork room based off the spam, and the re-aggress from Xantara is looking for some toes. Do they want to fight and do the opposite of what we just highlighted for their CT gun rounds?
So Xantara's having a little peek through the sandbag, seeing if there's anything to be found. Not getting any information, though. Big playing a very controlled, disciplined default at the start.
Feeding him the HG now. Just drop back. They gave him one. It looks like they're going to go into the tried and tested method. But if it still profits here, I'm going to wonder, did Big watch the demos?
Yeah, I mean, that is interesting, isn't it? You know you've been given this space, and now you dump your first wave of util. There's a nade right onto the two of them. Sin and tabseN tapped away at. And
significant grenade as well. It makes two of them one-tap potential with the M4s now. So it's worth its weight in gold.
And now we get ready for the final 25.
They mollied the position, Alex, where he would normally throw the HEs from.
Oh, they did, and it's worked out wonderfully on the way in. tabseN finds picks on A while they simultaneously take the bomb into B. Just as easy as that, I guess.
Well, that's a 5-on-1 as Woxic gets dropped as well. That was a huge miss, I'm afraid, from Calix. He had a couple of players on his screen, barely did any damage with the spray, and now just Wicardia will be holding in towards the sandbag position. Big have made light work of them here. Sure, they took a little bit of grenade damage en route, but it was Hookline and Sinker. tabseN makes his way in towards A. Teammates ready at B. A nice little split. And tabseN getting 2 frags. That was absolutely everything. Nothing Eternal Fire could do, and this CT campaign is starting to collapse. 4-1 down. In terms of loss bonus, it'll be established, but only be getting 2,900 into the next round. And if they save the AK-47, maybe a half buy, but wouldn't be a very strong one.
Yeah, I think just a couple of upgrades, maybe some pistols, maybe some smokes to try and block with. If you want to block a few areas on the map and allow Wicardia to try and search with the AK. But look at tabseN, big smile on his face because it worked perfectly. I don't know what you did on Viva, insane. And the rest was inaudible.
They didn't really do anything that insane. They walked into being a contact play. Calix spotted them from quad, missed a 20-bullet spray, and barely did any damage. He couldn't believe their luck. So yeah, it was kind of sick it happened, but they didn't really have to work too hard for it, I'll be honest with you. It will be a tactical timeout for the CTs here. There are fan cams. You want to get joined and stuck in there. It's going to be ESL.gg/fancam. And you can join the group. Say hello.
Now, one of the things, and I've actually got Skybox working, Henry. Come week 5, we've sorted it out, mate. But one of the keys here was the passive nature that we were just discussing along with Eternal Fire's CT hold. It's kind of like on Inferno, not having banana or top mid control.
Yeah.
So they don't have ramp control and they don't have B lobby control. And that means that Big, if they've got their personnel and util split quite nicely, they were able to attack both fronts at the same time and win both fights. It's kind of insane.
And it was a product of hearing those steps. You know, the ramp players heard 2 players walking back on A. They took the ramp space. And the poor boys from Eternal Fire were just flying blind. Look what it's resulted them in. Okay, you can't fault him for having a go, trying to tip the scales, but it has lost their only rifle.
Yeah. Very aware of that prospect. Bear in mind, Eternal Fire yet to post even a gun round yet. Sure, we've seen M4s across the board, but there's even no Woxic AWP. And with those M4s, they didn't have a single incendiary or diffuse yet. They've been hamstrung. AK's recovered, but not for long. Woxic can't escape the bullet to process. He'll continue marching in towards the A side here. It looks like it's another comfortable round. Confirming this lead to another MP9 here on the bomb side. There's Major as well. He'll be taken out of the equation. 4 versus 2. Xantares and Calix. A chance, I suppose, but maybe not anymore. That's a lovely shot from Process, and this poor old Calix remains a B anchor. 5-7 in hand. Nothing to do as the bomb is planted.
Oh, this is a little bit startling because as the discussion was had earlier on the couch, we're talking about how good Eternal Fire have been on Vertigo, especially regarding the scalps of the Cloud9, 9 in the mix. So we're looking at these guys as being pretty proficient. With the T-side start from Big, they've definitely come out setting the tone, exploiting a couple of the tendencies of Eternal Fire early, and well, there goes Calix.
Well, at least we have a gun round now, Chad.
Yes, and this is where we can get the measuring stick out, but I'm also, we're at the end of CSGO right now. We have a pretty good idea that this is the last CSGO event, and we mean it this time, I promise. But what I remember what happened at the end of 1.6 was things got pretty funky. Like, it became like more individual, like the high level understanding of the game was extremely high at the end of the game. Yeah. Whereas then the individuals, and you had like these weird like Nordic mixes. Like this is when Carrigan was playing on Fnatic with some Swedes back in the day. So everything became. Well, never mind. Let's focus on the gun round. We can do history lessons at another time.
Yeah, because Process, he's just flashed himself straight up the B stairs. It worked wonderfully to keep Calix on his toes. The nade's safe from Sin. He's not taking too much damage from that first engagement. Oh, the second, however,
here we go.
Significant. Sin swallows 50 HP.
And look how passive Big are. They're not in any rush. They have limited control of the map, sure, but if you allow the CTs to filter through their util, make traversing a whole lot easier. And Woxic, this is going to be a brave duel Mantu on the other side of this.
Yeah, he's quite tentative as well, so does confirm A ramp is at least clear. at the bottom, but still plenty of time to...
It's like clear for now, you know?
Exactly.
It's clear, kind of.
As of right now, it's clear, but there are 4 players waiting to challenge here. The flashbang might come in momentarily. Needs to be very careful. Big miss from Woxic, but lives to tell the tale. Will be able to fall back, drops a smoke, and a follow-up HE. So they'll reposition here. Big trying to bait out some of that utility, but time is ticking away. We're hitting the 40-second mark, and tabseN makes his way up towards ladder, and have 2 players behind him in tow.
So many nades left for this, but they've only got
and all they've
30
done is
seconds.
Wait, right?
Yeah.
But that's the key. Now they can explode onto Eternal Fires. And Tyrus has held onto a bit, Madja and Wakaru as well, but this is about to hit them like a truck.
That flash doesn't do anything for the B players. They confirm it's clear. Deadgardens and Tares. It's tabseN with a big scalp. 20 seconds. They have to make the final commitment, and it looks like it's A. They're flanking into A. That was a bomb. Down on the floor. Woxic, a huge contribution. 10
seconds.
Where is that bomb plant coming from? Someone has to step up. It's Crimbo. He can't get through the flames. Never mind the orb as Woxic puts it on the floor. Round 1. It's done.
Wait. Oh,
I thought there was a chance. It was going down.
Getting punched in.
That was a really bizarre round there, but it's Woxic getting 2 big kills with the AWP, denies the orb, denies the bomb.
But what the hell was Big doing?
I don't know.
Because Alex was bang on. There's 30 seconds left. Almost all of them have all of their nades, and then they just are running and attacking a site without using any of it. That was very, very odd.
Yeah,
One of the strangest rounds I've seen in a long time.
That's going to take the wind out of their sails somewhat, and it will be Godby calling for the tactical timeout, probably trying to work out what in God's name just happened there at that point, but it will be the second round. Like we said, the first gun round for Eternal Fire, they have the orb, it gets 2 kills. It was a strange approach from Big for sure, very passive up until the point they chose to go for that mid-split, but it's absolute pandemonium, couldn't get the bomb planted, and the wheels well and truly fell off.
I just feel if they had grouped up and executed on either of the sides together, at least the bomb may have gone down. Yeah. Like that was, especially with how things have started for Big, that is just a little bit perplexing. So I can understand Godby wanting to take the time out to have the chat. Just say, listen, boys, that's uncharacteristic. It's not a problem. Just don't have it happen again.
Yeah, let's relax a bit, shall we? Let's not try and execute with 30 seconds and no map control. We'll see what the next round is in store for Big as we get into round number 8 here. Bear in mind now, Eternal Fire really do have everything they need. Defuse kits, grenades, and here's Sin trying to open things up. It's a pretty standard opening from Eternal Fire, dropping the incendiary down. Trying to deny access, but Calyx is aware they could have got past the flames here. Smoke towards the steps. Calyx vulnerable to a Molotov in this position, but a smoke to protect him for now. Good flash as well, sends him back in.
Really nice. Yeah, it's a real standoff, isn't it, between the B players on the defaults.
Well, even what Big are doing to make sure that the players fighting for stairs can't take that early fight, there's a flash that they're throwing as leaving spawn. So you...
Through the skylights?
No, yeah. they're throwing it outside of the map.
Yeah, okay.
So that anybody who's going to go aggressive towards B lobby is getting blind from that angle as well. So even if you wanted to play like anti-flash turned away from the window flash and you were looking out here, thank you very much, JRaz, or Bastion, whoever's doing it right now.
Yeah, but we've got a lot of ramp space here. Xantara's using that info peek, but he's got to get the hell out of dodge. Yeah, look at tabseN. He is really flexing his muscles right now. He's holding a pixel peek onto the Orb on the clear. Not ready for short, but still adjusting to Wicardia. A double entry for Big Clan. It's up to Xantara's only the one, and there is another recovered round for Big Clan.
You could see Gob in the background. He loved that already. Just, you know, I think it'd be straight towards tabseN there.
Right. One of those gut feeling calls, isn't he? Spotted a little bit of space, capitalizes upon it, tucks himself in a really difficult position to flush out at that point. You could see how comfortable the CTs were. Like, where's the execution? Where's the tell? Why didn't you give me any indication you'd be running into my bomb site? And then a few Molotovs land, and then it's just perfect. Once again, tabseN cracking things open. Sin knocking down the injured players as well. And Process will find another kill here. Just Woxic and Spawn. They seem to know exactly where he is. A jump around the corner. Woxic would do well to get one here. Doesn't want to be baited out, but there's the dink. And it will be another very clean, convincing performance from Big.
Isn't that naughty right there?
Nice. Really nice way to play it.
Oh, and that just is the course correct from the bit of the gaff that they made in the previous. So back to winning ways. Gob very happy.
And we all know what this feels like, right? When you're on Vertigo, when you're on your CT side, you're sitting short, and then suddenly the comms come through. He could be sight, could have slipped, could have missed him. Gob loves it, absolutely.
Well, he just took the timeout. right? He just called the timeout, and then look at that, right? He loved it. He took the call.
Well, if you're going to play super passive and give them all this control, they're going to start punishing it, right? Like, if you're going to allow them to get that close to the bomb site.
So let's play that logic game for a second. So what's the response going to have to be from Eternal Fire? Full ramp control. Well, they tried having Woxic a little bit more inquisitive with the orb. That didn't really work. He couldn't establish that control. So what are other options? Deep ramp smokes. We call it the Hampus, the deep yellow smoke, to push down and try and hold on to that space. But if Big are just going to wait out your nades, you'll have to drop back at some point anyway. So is it a mid push? Is it a B push? Where does it change? It will have to.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, again.
That's a nice beheading to start off proceedings. Process. He's just playing aimbots right now. Sure, Vicardia eventually slices him down with the dig, the cleave. But this nades and a great shot from Xantares. There shouldn't be anything more. He does get to fire off one more bullet, but it's not to the head of tabseN.
So you can't establish B lobby control. You haven't established A ramp control yet. Well, what are we aiming for here? Do you try and bring out double orbs?
I think they probably will. They'll probably have, what, Madra on the secondary orb.
But this
Woxic has to be a little bit more active, although he just doesn't seem to have the confidence with the sniper right now.
And that's what we kind of need in this match, especially if they're going to be doing contact or these drier kind of swings and pings, swings, because they're trying to take advantage of how passive you're playing. So, but this is the game. Now at this point, Big go, well, there has to be an adjustment. They have to change something. So we're going to change our play. Now do we see Big go for an all-in? It could just be a 4A play with them going up the ramp and then all the bells and whistles with the nades. They could go straight into a B lobby control with a B execute. They've already shown their proficiency with that, so the options are endless.
Nafany, take up that early ramp control, have the AWPer not knowing. Could be an interesting way to go about things.
Just don't let Calyx flank you from B, Henry. That's about it from we learned
Well, they
yesterday.
haven't really been presenting any sort of flanks, though.
True.
They haven't been very active on the CT side. They've been quite static, if you ask me. But I'm expecting adjustments now. But as you said, Chad, Big, the kind of deep side they're having, got B behind them, tabseN at the wheel. They're going to be changing up their play style as well.
And it helps that tabseN is playing well, because an in-game leader, when you're fragging well, you tend to be calling
right?
well.
Yeah, you're just feeling it. It's good. And then Woxic's dead. I don't know how he's not dead. Manti should have hit that. That was on a bit of a plate for him, but it whistled past Woxic's shoulder, happy to be alive, and this will fall back. And now tabseN to be tested at the A ramp once again. Great flashes. Xantares uncomfortable, but the smoke will protect him for now. Still early on in the round here, you can see they know they can just take full control of this A ramp. Finally,
Big
opening kill. Eternal Fire with 5 and 4.
They're trying to fake, and they've kept them busy. Yeah, they've actually double smoked this position, so that's less than ideal. Woxic, how good is your flick?
Oh, not bad.
Doesn't need to come in. Process picks first, a two-man advantage.
Now they're cooking. Big Clan looking for a way to resuscitate hope in this round, and one nearly presents itself. That was Vicardia just going for on, looking for answers. He wide swings. Surely there's another. Crimbo expects Xantares, tags him up as well. Mantu supporting the backline. Smoked off his Woxic. That's the last of their smokes. Now deployed. In limbo right now. That's a big pick from Crimbo now. And hold on, Madja, yet to frag, but on the wraparound. This is round defining. They're not ready for him. He plucks in from the pack, disrupts the plant, safe adjustment. Crimbo Molly maybe caught by the spread, but gets it in and loses his head. Mantu in a 1v3.
Planted for him.
Oh, well, that's information. Thank you very much. Woxic with the smooth move to get the info safely. Now Mantu knows he's been closed on. He doesn't even have enough bullets for the three of them. Well, first is clean. A stunning quick scope over the top of the smoke. Madja with a high impact round.
And poised, right? Because that was a pressure situation. They had a big number advantage. They lose a couple of bodies. Madja has the jump on them, doesn't overcook the pooch, as the saying goes, and able to bring things home when it starts to get a little bit out of control. Because Mantu hits one, I can see him hitting a couple more.
Yeah, he just slowed the game right down. Well played the Woxic as well, didn't give up his life, got the picks required, and then as you said there, the Madja backstab coming in, clean as you like, wins the round. It's the third on the board for Eternal Fire. This half is still recoverable. Early days here, can still win on the CT side. As once again, Big will have absolutely everything they need. They've got a ton of cash.
Emor, a signature in there as well.
Got them all.
Super fan.
Collecting the Pokemons.
Oh, Mantu, this is nice.
Yo, it's very aggressive, and it's resulted in nothing more than a frustrated AWPer.
Now look, they've got another buy round in them here, Big, right? Mantu had 16k before he invested into this round.
Okay.
So they have another gun round, but you don't want to be too whimsical with them, especially considering how strong of a half you may be able to mount.
Easy process. You've already conceded one. Do you really want to try and force the issue? He has helped. The molly's great. The spam better.
No
that is
way.
technically brilliant.
That was 100 HP on Madja as well. That's really rough.
Just execute B. Why not?
Right.
You know Calyx is here. He's pretty low. Ooh, Woxic rotating in as well. So this AWP, we have seen him miss a few from this position before. Woxic now with the...
He actually does pretty good with the M4. No, he does pretty sick with the M4,
That's true.
to be fair.
That is true. We saw it.
We have the impact, that high sense rifling.
Watch him get 3.
Yeah, he always seems to, honestly. Bit of confidence as well.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, every single member of Big is outside B. They are finishing up here. It's going to be Calyx with first contact, but completely flashed. Low HP as well, presumably
Problem
dead.
now.
Now Woxic needs to find one. The reload is awkward. Actually pinned. Paints it into the corner, and now Wakadia will pull one back, but the bomb has been planted. Can he find much more? A nice position. Does manage to get the dink off. They're very low. Needs Antares to arrive at the scene of the crime, which he has. They should be able to pull this one off.
You think so? Considering just how low they are, 21 points of health. Sin alone as it currently stands. They're on their way in. There is a kit present, even a smoke as well. You'd think this is a lock-in. Wakadia smokes the bomb. They have low HP, bodyguard duties, holding the defuse, dead on the first. No time now as Antares can't find his targets, can't even find the bomb. He's backing away, and Big Clan have saved up and secured an 8th. They lost Mantu to start, but another recovery. God be happy with that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that insta-kill from Sin on the diffuser, just instant, right? The smoke, you think it's great. The tap trying to stay out of the line of fire. 4 bullets dead. Done. Dusted. And that was after they already had the number advantage. Crimbo surging in. I loved it. This was the way back into the 4-on-4, but it's the Crimbo push. It was Wakadia here trying to tuck tail, just get spammed straight through in taps. And this one looks great for the stats.
Yeah, well, there it is, the default plan. He's still at the reference point of the bomb site boxes as well. Instant connection with the AK-47. That was the rounds Antares just didn't have the time to work with.
Oh, what do we got over here?
8-3. What's going on the B stream? 9Z taking on Movistar Riders.
This must be 9Z's pick.
A Spanish-speaking derby, I suppose.
It is also 9Z's nuke. 6-6.
And they couldn't pick it yesterday against VP because VP banned. I still can't believe they beat VP. That is the one that is sticking with me. Astralis losing to Eternal Fire. We've been impressed with what we've seen from Eternal Fire. But 9Z beating Virtus Pro, I'm going to have to go back and try and dissect that one with a fine-tooth comb.
All right, then. Well, it's a half buy. A strange one, actually. Eternal Fire with a large loss bonus, but focusing on the SMGs here. Woxic will just get the PT-50, no Kevlar, saving up the orb going forward. So Big have got some open runway here as Maja trying to get a bit of information towards T-Spawn. Flashed off the angle, though, and back towards the A ramp we go. Big marching up as they have the AK-47s. Everything they need. Good Molotov to push them back.
Everything they need. If they just execute, it doesn't need to be dry. Doesn't need to be the, these contact plays. Actually use all your nades this time.
Eradicate those risks and they turn away from the flashbang. Should be able to play that in a second as well.
Good
no
counter strike.
At all. Yeah, and you can see Mantu knowing that this kind of round, he's got the rifle this time. Doesn't need the AWP in this sort of affair, and they're handling it very well indeed. Another smoke for good measure. Woxic can do absolutely nothing with his P250, and it will be Big posting their 9th round here on the T side of their opponent's pick. Now, they chose to be on the T side, Chad, as well. That's a pretty bold move, but it's the first game of the day, first map of the series. A lot of teams are doing this these days.
Well, I feel that also you're quite in the head of your opponent immediately, especially if a few of the little moves that you had made were counting your opponent. And that's where, for some of these teams, it can really start to get stuck in your mind. Well, I can't play normally. We can't do the normal thing. They're going to be ready for it. They're going to counter it. Where in reality, they might have a couple of things that they're looking to identify and pressure, but they're not looking at your entire game.
Yeah, I really liked when they were talking to Elige and how one of the things that he contributed towards Complexity, who have had an upswing in performance, was making his teammates not see his opponents as these kind of, gods of the game, not seeing them as humans. And I think that could be linked to what you're talking about is a little bit of feeling like they know everything. Well, they don't. They don't. They have certainly done their homework, but it is a simple game when you boil it down to the crosshairs on the head type beat.
And there's certain things that you do in certain scenarios that are strong moves. That just are. They're just good moves. They're just good plays to make. And this is where then it comes down to the finer details. Sure, you can put yourself in the best position. You can set yourself up with the perfect utility, but you still have to be able to execute and hit that shot.
All right, well, let's see if Eternal Fire can start landing a few of them. No one really stepping up in the fragging department, I have to say. It's been a pretty underwhelming, flat performance so far from Eternal Fire, but very good from Big. Reading them well, adjusting their gameplay. And again, AKs across the board.
That was a mid-molly he just burnt in.
Wow. Yeah, he's gone down to 28. What the hell just happened to him?
It must have only been a... Oh,
Toes!
You're in so much trouble, mate. He's dead. The side's open. They're playing forward, and Wakadia tries to get something done, but that's it.
That's round.
Look at all the nades now that they can layer in. Smoke off elevator. Nades towards heaven. I'm holding on.
There's a chance.
Ooh, Sin got spammed. They haven't needed to deny.
The old grenades.
They're not, they're not in a hurry, Hank. They're not. Oh, yeah, no.
You forgot about the grenades. There they are.
It's worked. It's made it a 3-on-3. And with the damage done to Sin, perhaps that, sure, the smoke's perfect, actually. Sin can just hide behind that retake smoke, drop back towards the site. Process a power position, bit of an all-in maneuver, though.
Don't drop off.
Oh, he's going to spam the bomb. Magi's already getting low on HP. He seems to have spotted him, jumping away. Spammed on down. Process caught by Woxic. The trade is there. Another smoke on the bomb. Crimbo's responsible. Strafing through. Path of Just. It's only Sin, and he's low.
Get him, Woxic.
Hits the shot, and there is a fourth. Eternal Fire. They hold on.
It's going to be damn
I don't think
close.
they've got it.
This is going to be damn close. They've only got it across the line.
Oh dear, oh dear.
The 10-seconder.
Oh, there it is. The HG grenade do bring it into a 3 versus 3 and make that retake possible. So there it is, Eternal Fire managing to post yet another round. It's only their 4th. They'll have 2 players survive as well. There's tabseN just about getting that plant down. Excellent utility deployment there from Eternal Fire. Very scrappy finish. Double smoke on the bomb. Going to make things very chaotic indeed. But penultimate round now, ladies and gents. As we get into it, it's going to be AK-47s now and the AWP for Mantu as well.
They couldn't play their passive A defense and they both get caught in Limbo and A. And somehow they still win the round. So great recovery.
Oh, Bacardi's fighting the Nafany. This is brave. Super brave. Yeah, Molotov will force him away. Thought he had an advantage in that. And they do. Look how stubborn they are. Xantare's forward as well. They will fight for ramp. They will fight for it here and now. Starts to spam. Caught by the AWP. Maybe they overlook the sandbags. Awkward from Wacardia. And run down as well. This is just a nice walk in the park.
I'll be honest, some of these rounds that Big have lost, there is a chance for them to get frustrated and go, oh man, we had a number advantage and then we lost to the retake. But the fact that they then went and won the follow-up, it washes that away immediately. It's like, well, there was a moment for us to start getting upset because this half could, you know, if they lose this one, 9-6, possible. Now they can still get 11. A very good half has been posted.
Yeah, it's only $2,900 as well for the final round here. Eternal Fire need Calyx to survive if possible, but the hunt is on. They've got so much money on the T side, they can justify throwing a couple of bodies at this. A nice smoke, to be fair. Calyx might be able to do enough with this one. He can at least retreat as Mantu lying away behind the smoke. We have got Crimbo in towards T-spawn as well. He should be done for. Got B, waits on as Calyx finds yet another. Will they take him down? Finally, Calyx is dropped. All 5 members of Eternal Fire eradicated. Got B's loving it. And round number 15 is up next. It's absolutely fine. They lost a few players there. They've still got $7,000 per player and Eternal Fire a breaking point.
This has got to be having you feeling deflated, right? I mean, with this being your pick, to be on the CT side and to have won the pistol. You won one of your 4 rounds was a pistol win. You just feel empty inside.
There is a slight comfort that they've also shown some proficiency on Anubis.
Yes,
so with that coming up next, you're not completely dejected, but you'd love one before halftime.
Big nade, he says.
Here they come.
And it's a push down. Eternal Fire trying to force the issue here. They've actually done a pretty good job. Even trades for now, but Wacardia in an awful spot. He'll be dropped as well. That's 3 players removed from the A-bomb side. We've got Process finding space in towards B. Yeah, you're dead on there. He's making this very uncomfortable. Even though they don't commit towards B, it's convincing. And even more so. Beautiful shot there as Calyx is removed.
And there goes Xantare's whole day. So let's take the bomb. Plan it nice and safely and secure that 11-round haul.
And that's the beauty of the 5 fingers of the fist being equally as aware of what's responsible and required of them. Process, just by holding W, just by taking a little bit of forward space, it left the Calyx decision-making tree very limited.
When tabseN's yelling, they're pushing A, 4 pushing A, and you're the B anchor, you have to react accordingly. And there it is, Sin, bullet through the brain. 11-4 to Big on Eternal Fire's map pick. Don't go anywhere. Quick break, and we'll come to our conclusion of Vertigo 51 floors up.
bombs. Bomb, bomb, bomb. The situation got upset when I stepped on a memory thought. I did it to myself. That I heavy had to break free from the minefield that you are. Bomb, bomb, bomb. You let it burn, step on the fuse. The table stand, the screws were loose. I guess you had life. I wish you fall off from a window, take a bad trip to the ground. Ooh. And in the pleasure, see your pressure just before you break a bone. Oh, you're reflecting, I'm deflecting, burning tires to move on. Too many noises, clash the choices, future came and left like ghosts. No more messing, no caressing, heavy panning on the walls. How I did it to myself. Craving a hip, practice land, sleep, now my bed is cold inside. You let it burn, spat on a fuse.
The B stream with one Jason Moses O'Toole. We've been keeping a close eye on the Movistar versus 9Z game. 9Z coming out swinging on Nuke, Jason, but we saw that steam kind of peter out a little. We see Movistar's bounce it back towards the end of the half.
Yeah, that steam really lessened as it went on. It petered.
Yes, Peter, he did fall off. There seems to be, of course, a certain aura in the air over here because this is a very important game when you consider that both of these teams are looking for what will be the peak of their year, presumably not knowing what's in store in the future. All we know is what is here and what is now, and that is CSGO between Movistar and 9Z in a match where both of them are about to peak these playoffs.
Yeah, top of the mountain for 2023. It's going to be crazy.
For both sides, Cadian nails the shot. 3 kills from the captain. The dawn of a new day. Day 2 specifically of the playoffs. We've got Big taking on Eternal Fire. The second half is upon us, ladies and gentlemen, but it's 11-4. Eternal Fire, the streak could end here. They've had a great run so far in EPL, but that first half left a lot to be desired, I have to say. They are looking weak, flat, and we'll see what they can post here in the pistol round as they kick things off in their T-side campaign. Now, boys, they have got 2 HE grenades on the T-side right now, as you might expect. Now, Chad, where would you be deploying those?
Sandbag
Xbox
or
maybe?
headshot? One of the two. And I think they're going with the tried and tested. Wakadia rush A and shoot them in the head.
Yeah, it's a strong flash. It's a strong nade right on the nose. Tabson's gone with Cardia.
What a great
Escorts him off
strategy.
the premises.
Such a good strat. I wish I had that one back in my day.
Flawlessly. And Zantares puts another actually on the floor. Mantu added to the naughty list. The smokes are up. The flash is good. The body's into the site. How on earth are you supposed to recover this if you're big? Eternal Fire. Oh, lose 2 to the Frosters push. Still should be fine. Everything's fine.
Should be fine. The bomb is planted. Sin is low. They have no kit for now. And Crimbo, he's rotating in from the elevators right now. Bomb's already ticking at some pace as well. It's terrorists tucked away behind Sandbags, Ramp, and Short. They're going to have to touch the bomb to convince them to leave their hidey holes, but we'll see what happens next. Might just be saving the armor on Crimbo.
God, that flash is so good. You could see that the way the CT's the options were limited, and yeah, nice shot on the way out the door.
Yeah, we might be able to highlight that, Alex. Let me see if we can bring this up for everybody playing at home. So look, there's some fun functionality. If I can pull this off in time, let me get her playing. Let me get her going.
Here she comes.
Okay.
We're going to try something, aren't we?
We are trying.
We're trying. Okay, so take a look. We're playing this now. This is just this is in spawn. Should be fast forward. Here we go. So we see this lot from Madri. He comes to this position. He breaks the windows. He lines up his flash, and then this flash is going to go through the skylights over towards A. So you see this landing, and the process will get blind here, and Tabs running towards Sandbag. So they have to respect it and drop back, and that enables them to try and isolate these picks at the top of the ramp. You see Madja throw that an awful lot. There you go. Highlighter. Perfectly done.
That
And we're
is
back into
actually quite
gameplay.
nice.
But yeah, Madja will throw that a lot to facilitate Wakadia.
And he's an absolute demon at the A ramp.
Maybe a speed demon.
Yeah, he is an absolute sicko. This is his specialist position, it seems. T-side ramp on Vertigo. Wakadia will find boatloads of kills here, so watch out for him and his AK-47. It is going to be the force buy from Big.
Need a conversion this time. Can't be the force buy
True.
loss again with the pistol win, Eternal Fire. If you want this to be a map, you have to convert this round. No two ways about it.
That is the full investment. from Big here. MP9s, Julies, Deagles, and the SMG starting to do damage now. Process will find one. Xantara's on the return, though. Still convinced that they're going to finish up towards the A bomb side. There's a bit of a stack here. Still 3 CTs residing. Another smoke deployed, and Sin might want to recover that MP9 if possible.
Does so. Flashed in. What a great setup. Some team play out of Big Clan. Is this really going to be another Eternal Fire fumble in the second round? They fully committed to ramp. Big Clan are here. Another body dropped. If they can find a second, it's Ricardia, who's got a way into the site. Woxic responsible for the plant. The bomb needs to go down. Mantu looks like he's lined it up through the smoke. Still uncomfortable now. Mantu and Crimbo looking to really break hearts here for the Turkish side. Ricardia doing everything he can, tooth and nail. 3 frags so far from the young gun.
Should be fine though, Alex. Bear in mind, Mantu as the AWPer, saving a bit of cash, doesn't have the Kevlar, just a Desert Eagle. I say just. It's still a serviceable weapon for the task, but it doesn't have anything else to work with here. Waiting for an opportunity, hoping for a mistake as time ticks away. So does the hopes and dreams of winning this second round forced by Chad. I think they've done it. They pulled it off.
And thanks to the wonder child, Ricardia, because without him, this would have been the game going down the Gurgler. Because if they lose another, can they get the AK? Is he coming over? He might go down to the bomb. Is that what he's worried about? Yep, all right, got the AK to survive. Yes, he does. All good, everything fine.
All calculated.
Yeah, in the last second as well. He timed it to perfection. I don't know why I'm questioning this guy. He's a revelation.
He kind of had to, right? Because the bomb would have blown it off the building. So you just had to go for a risk it, I suppose.
Risk it for the biscuit. Yeah, some great shooting from him. This was the most important of the bunch. Set them up pretty. And, well, with this... Hold up, Mantu.
Yeah, he's got a Khalil.
Where are we going with this?
I'm not really sure. I guess you could send your teammates in as cannon fodder. That looks to be the case. Go towards the A ramp. He sits at the back and just hopes for a couple of picks here and the pistols to cause distraction. But it will be the A ramp where Eternal Fire at least probing. We've got maybe a boost coming in, the 3-man setup.
I believe this is called the Trace. Guys, you got to cancel it now. It's a very simple solution. So when you're both on the head, you go 3, 2, 1, jump, and then the bottom guy lets go of the crouch key. He stands up, and then when you're on top of his standing head, then the other guy crouches, and then the rifle gets on top.
Yeah, obviously. That, however, right down the pocket. Poor lads, Maja and Ricardia, worse for wear.
Yeah, bear in mind, this is essentially an eco as well, and that makes things incredibly uncomfortable. They've got that safe Galil as well, so this round's not a foregone conclusion. That nice grenade has set them up for a couple of kills at the very least, I would say.
Yeah, Xantara has kept it strong, controls his spray into tabseN, and they are walking into the entirety of the Big Clan squad here. Process probing, does fall back out of the gap. This is a nice angle from Mantu. You can expect to see if they do start taking fights, multiple fronts. Short, big frag from Process. A second frag from Process. Eternal Fire up against an eco, just sidearms, and one saved rifle. It's Mantu on that saved rifle, and he's caught out by Woxic, jumping into his jaws with that MAC-10 to secure it. Still, though, every round so far for Eternal Fire is hanging on by a thread.
Well, the thread is still intact. That's the headline. They post 3 rounds in a row here. They're back online. They're back in this map. It's their pick. Their T-side campaign continues here. Big looking to post their first round. And Mantu at least will have the AWP here. They've got M4s, and their buy is actually pretty good. They'll have one defuse kit to go with it. That's on the back of Sin, so watch out for that. And here we go then. What's going to be the first call from Maja?
It's a gap smoke towards A, so probably a bit more of a standard ramp approach here. Going to try and scale up behind their arrow smoke one way. Hampers out from them to deny deep scaff control. And you can see just traversing behind these smokes, Ricardia trying to find a safe haven. Seems to be well understood as those flashes again come through, highlighted. Ricardia takes the space off the back and even dishes out some damage with a nade.
Ooh, he's done a lot there. But fighting, tooth and nail. High angle, getting pushed, getting swung, covered by his teammates. That's Xantara's and Ricardia getting the job done.
Really important fight for Xantara's to win. They're letting Ricardia essentially overextend to bait them into that type of a fight, and it actually paid off. And then look at the door that's been thrown wide open. Maja, this is a dream.
Who's responsible for this?
Well, no one.
How is nobody looking? Look how comfortable it is onto Sin. He's dead. 1B. This is a wide open runway for 8.
Oh, it certainly is. Maja will find his second kill there. This is a beautiful round from Eternal Fire. They do well to lose it at this stage. 4 versus 2. Mantu is alive and well, though. AWP in towards the elevators. Maja, though, hunting him, looking for that triple. The hat trick should be realized here as he does convert. Very nice. Created those frags himself, essentially. After the opening pick from Xantares, he finds that mid-spacing and completely destroys him with the backstab. And Process will be found as well. Lovely round from Eternal Fire. 4-0.
Do you think that the reason that mid-gap was so open was due to the fact that Eternal Fire have been very all-in on their ramp takes prior?
Yeah, well, they
with
had
the conditioning?
There's at least like 3 players here that Tabson at least knows of 2 players when that happens, right? So the thing is, you want to try and... They were attempting to reset up to take back the ramp control to grab that space.
At the same time
as Madja was taking the gap, right? So there's always going to be something open if you're trying to take space back because you have to group up. So the person's responsibility for both of that was Crimbo. When you see somebody like Diha from Enstuart, he'll play window or CT spawn a lot and essentially sell B. Crimbo sold mid, right? You know, that was his choice, and that's going to happen. He's hoping a teammate rotates back after they get info, so a little bit unfortunate, but another partial. No T-side AWP, I don't even feel it's necessary.
Not right now. There comes a problem where Mantu's dominating and maybe will have to bring it out, but it's going to be Tabson up first. Lovely scout to find there. Wakadia has been moved early. No one can trade. The smoke will force them to actually explore their options in towards B. And guess what? Crimbo with smoke in hand as well. Waiting to get an inkling of information here. Drops the HE instead. Doesn't do much damage. That's the cue for Madja to start finding some space here.
Rotation's coming back over though, Henry. You can see...
Oh, they've got a lot of it. There's
Rest of big on the way.
There comes that smoke. Trying to buy some time, make things uncomfortable. Madja needs to make the decision. Do they continue with this push? Looks to be a resounding yes. Xantares leading the charge here, looking for the opening frag. You know he's going to deliver. First headshot found, and the smokes are very, very effective here. CT struggling to find any footing in the round. Madja will get the second as one by one they start to drop.
All right, Xantares. Just take a reload, would you, mate?
How much damage he's doing.
The Glockeneer there. Just what are we doing, bud?
He just didn't stop shooting. There's, I mean, 50 bullets leaving him before he finds a reload.
Now, if Tabson could find an opening like that against Wakadia on a gun round...
Yeah, that would be great.
There's some cause for Big to get back into this because it has been 5 consecutive rounds on this T-side campaign for Eternal Fire.
This is where they like to do their best work. That A ramp is a real problem. If you fight them for control, like more often than not, they're going to blow your head off. They've got too many heavy hitters. It's the AWP for Mantu towards middle this time, trying to shut down the presence of Madja on those backstabs potentially. And Wakadia, we know he's the master of the A ramp. So much confidence. The whole round built upon his entries. Every maneuver to try and shut him down, and he's greeted with another AK-47 headshot. He'll fall back for now. So is it back towards middle? Up the ladder, potentially.
Seems that way. Mantu posted on the AWP passive line. He's not actively contesting the cross. Does he have fallback options in this?
This is a B split smoke for Elevator that's being thrown. So expect them to explode on a mid to B here.
He's gonna get one. The second, not so easy. Tucked in, still delivers. Wakadia on the swing cut down. It's Sin in support, and Big have completely shut this down. Mantu could have another here. He will. Oh. He hunts for Xantares, gets him down, and a clean round delivered by Big Clan Zorpa.
Great stuff from Mantu. I think I was saying they were going to explode. Well, they actually went ahead of it on contact, so straight into the AWP couldn't have been a better weapon for the job. The fact he gets away, gets another, and then even gets stuck back in. So Mantu's just showing great range there, holding a line under pressure and taking a fight.
Well, at the point when the second person's immediately swung you, you just have, you know, you're going to have to stand and bang. And he does. A brilliant delivery for Big. And that gets them, you know, just as you highlighted, 5-0. A nice conversion of the pistol. Makes it a competitive half. And now Big Clan have been given one back by virtue of their AWP up Mantu.
That gives him a lot of freedom now going forward as well. He's already established control towards middle. They'll have to at least use more grenades to approach that position. He can start changing his spot up now to start dominating that A ramp with the AWP if possible. But with 2 seconds remaining, just Madja. He's done well to at least take Crimbo down with him. Wasn't a completely clean round there from the Big side, but they will hold on to 2 AK-47s. A very welcome addition to their CT defense. And his Mantu, as you mentioned, great job here. You'd think he'd be dead. Calyx should have had him, arguably, but Couldn't spray him down. The smoke was deployed. Gets 3 in total. And we will see Eternal Fire give it their first round on the T side here. But as you can imagine, they've got more than enough. Interesting enough, Woxic still not operating with the AWP on the T side after losing the round in a heavy fashion to Mantu there. Just going to keep operating with the AK.
Yeah, if he's not searching for fights and doesn't have a point in the strategy, I don't mind this. It makes it easier for Magic to call. This time with some pace, Wakadia real fast. Great guns, looking for the fight immediately.
Yeah, but he's eating that flash so bad, so damn blind. Woxic ate that nade as well. I can't quite believe how much damage he's taken. And there's tabseN's head on Wakadia's screen. tabseN gets one before he's shut down. Wakadia's struggling to find the head of Sin.
Not as clean as what we've seen, I would say, but good effort. Didn't quite connect this time, and it will be a 4 versus 2. So that's the problem with that strategy. You can send him in off the leash, but if he doesn't hit the shots, it does leave you with not many more options.
Yeah, especially if your teammates don't control gap for you. Like, his entire... what they've said to him in that scenario is, Wakadia, you just kill the ramp guys. You kill the guy's crane. What we'll do is we'll make sure they can't push out gap and kill you from behind, and, well, that's essentially what had happened. His teammates are disintegrated in the back. That's one of the things. When you look at him, he is laser focused. And this is when you know what the team is trying to set up for that moment. What they're trying to achieve with their util is certain fights, and that's what Wakadia's job is.
Yeah, but that's twice now we've seen for the Big Clan MP9, sorry, the tabseN MP9 and this one, where when Wakadia is going through those motions, there's something that disrupts it. And this time it was that lovely and easy find.
All right, Magic, have you got anything left in this round? 30 seconds. Got Calix just kind of peeking in towards B, trying to find a kill if possible. Maybe they can sneak the ramp and get the bomb down A if he finds a couple of frags here. And that's going to be the objective, but making a lot of noise en route. He can't believe it. Process.
Guys?
All right, might as well try and go for the kills now. If he gets a double kill, we might be onto something here, but assumes it will be clear. The bomb will be denied, and Sin confirms the round. So not a bad idea, I suppose. Could have worked out, but Calix not really selling much towards B.
Well, now they're in a bit of a rough spot, right? 13-9. This is 2 gun rounds consecutively that they've lost. Now, their money for a purchase is just there. Everybody should have everything they've... Oh, actually, Wakadia, he might be light on nades, but still, they can get a purchase through. We don't know what that music means as well. A tactical timeout called, the second from the Turks, and we will be getting the opportunity for Big to have a conversation as well. So I feel like Big have taken back control of this game. It was a decent comeback attempt from Eternal Fire, but now it's being dealt with more often than not. And we still have that B stream going on. The Movistar Riders taking on 9Z.
Movistar in the lead as well. First map of Nuke. Picked by their opposition as well. Look, they got the 13 from the board, no problem.
Well, this is what happens with the second day of play of the playoffs here for ESL Pro League Season 18 is the teams who are being met by the opening round are all the teams who came second in their groups. So these are the teams who, you know, maybe they surprised, Big and Movistar as an example, or maybe they feel like they should have been there.
True. Yeah, you really see the skipping the round of competition and, oh, well, Henry, yeah, Woxic watch. He has chosen to pull it back out.
So, he's not going towards the A ramp though, he's watching for the backstab towards middle. Very passive position. It seems to be the new style of Woxic. Not going to be part of the picks, but it does enable them to focus on the A ramp without the worry of any flanks. But through the smoke, the big man goes down. Double kill for Process. Xantares will finally deal with him, but the damage has already been done here. Scrambling to throw a little bit of utility. They've lost A ramp control. Xantares will try and establish it again towards short.
Huge performance from Process in the playoffs. I mean, this is one of those names we wanted to keep an eye on, see how he handles the additional pressure and the ramifications of his high-flying performance is that double kill. Look what it's done to poor Eternal Fire, stepping up 21 frags and counting, impacting the gun rounds from Process.
Oh, Xantares is out. Mantu isn't aware of this at all. Xantares actually has an awful lot of space. If he's able to creep forward here, he could eliminate, well, not tabseN.
He's kind of shot as well.
Sin would be the fight that's available if Xantares keeps scaling, but they're not aware of tabseN. tabseN actually should have won the round from here.
Yeah.
So 2 players with space that is unknown, but tabseN's is more powerful.
He spotted, you can hear the comms that he's there.
Hello.
He's there, peak. And tabseN gets a freebie. No, it's the worst possible timing. And that great advantage he had. He'll have to fight for it now. He does actually hit a banger of a shot. So does Calix. I don't know how they're actually getting the advantage now. Mantu in a very uncomfortable spot with the AWP, hoping his teammate can rotate in, but it's too late. Eternal Fire might be stealing this round away. Crimbo, the star of the squad. Full belt of utility, drops the HE, but it's too late. Eternal Fire have already vacated. There is a kit available, and he has got a smoke as well.
How do you play this one, Crimbo? They both completely vacate the close perimeter. He hasn't chosen to tickle the bomb, so no insights, no sound cues for Eternal
He
Fire.
has to keep searching now, it feels.
Now they hear him. Now the smoke is dropped. Is he just going to go for the Hail Mary?
The
No.
kid's right there.
Can't find it. He's just going to have to give this one up. You can see the kit there. Yep. Yeah, running away from it now, and it is going to be an Eternal Fire round. You felt like after the kill on Woxic, that was supposed to be it.
Out to 5-on-3. The Frosters found them the huge advantage there at the start of the round, but Xantares, he fought for this one tooth and nail. Not the cleanest round, wasn't via execution or strategy, it was just brute force. Xantares making it work. Even being caught with his pants down, the smoke out, he still delivered the performance required.
But it felt we were due a Xantares impact round like that. We've had one or two from Wacardia where he bailed them out in a few scenarios, and now to see him pull that off when necessary, just as it was looking very dire. That Process's swing to take out Wacardia felt so premeditated. Oh, this is the variation of the ramp control. This is where he's going to be sitting. Process just swung out and started spamming immediately. I'm not quite sure exactly what he could see because with the X-ray and the smoke. But regardless, this is another tactical timeout call. This is going to be called by Big, and their cash is waning.
My oh my.
Crimbo's opted with a MP9.
He's not having the best game, is he? He's at 9-13.
So maybe, just maybe. Yeah, okay.
So a bit of a half buy here. So a light investment at the very least. We have got a couple of M4s, taking themselves down to about $1,500. Loss bonus is at the 4th stage. So next round they get $2,900. So it's an okay buy. That is enough. They'll have something to work with going forward. There'll be more concessions, but Eternal Fire with some open runway once again. Wacardia trying to open things up. He's had mixed results in the last few rounds, but here's that boost once again. Now going to see Process up top.
He's ahead of the one-way.
Yeah, this boost is designed to catch any crane progressions. He's looking at the boost, spotted now by tabseN.
He's just trying to get aggro, I think, for the boost.
Oh, getting aggro, all right.
Whew. Did some damage on that wallbang. He comes off worse for wear. And I think that will humble his progression. It's too low of a HP to be the first man in now. He's been actually dropped the AWP, so that...
Oh, nade. Oh, big nade. Oh. That really stings.
They stick around, though.
There's 2 players taking max damage from 1 HE grenade. And Process will stay in the tower. You're right. I guess that's a very good point. They won't be considering it now. They think they flushed it out. He'll still get the kill. And it's a 5-on-4 in favor of Big.
Gives it a go. Confirmation of presence. There's awkward moments coming. The flashes, the pushes. It still looks good for Big. Xantares tries as hard as he might to hold on. Only Mantu and Crimbo left. Back is turned. An opportunity for another from Xantares as he's holding on for Eternal Fire up against his old team.
Yeah, he's going into 5th gear now. Xantares has had enough.
Hold up. This HE's still in play. If
And
Crimbo,
Calyx is low.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and Calyx has the bomb, and there's only 15 seconds left.
Oh, he's going to nail it. He's killing Calyx for sure.
No.
He times it to perfection. Oh, I think he still plants
Denied
regardless
it.
if the nade gets hit.
Bang.
So the bomb's down. So
Smoke.
it was a great idea, but Xantares should win this. Apparently not. Crimbo from way downtown with the MP9 eviscerates Xantares from the boost boxes. They steal the round away. With a couple of M4s, a few pistols, and a pesky MP9, Crimbo has been very quiet so far. He had 9
That's
frags
his
at the
most
start of this
impactful
round.
round.
And it absolutely is. It all comes down to this HE and then the follow-up burst fire from the MP9 there. Beautiful stuff, just what Big needed. An injection of a cash, and actually on touching distance of this first map now.
Wasn't Xantares the one who smoked the bomb then?
I don't know.
I don't think Crimbo threw the smoke, did he?
We have to go back in the archives.
That's all right. We've got the archives right here. I'm having a look. We can try and speed this one up.
Yeah, okay, find out. What color was the smoke? It's a T smoke.
It is it. Yeah, Xantares threw the smoke on the bomb.
I guess because he was so low, he didn't want to be taken down with 10 seconds.
I thought Xantares was okay. I thought he was alright on HP. I thought like he could have just tried to play.
75.
Yeah, look. He's on 75 against Crimbo on 100.
And a mid-range
He throws
double
the smoke
ding?
on the bomb and then just immediately
That's
gets
a good
swung by
point. Yeah,
Crimbo.
I thought you meant when the Azeo planting he threw it there. So
So-
the bomb was already down.
Yeah, and then he's like, I guess he wanted to come and play close behind the smoke, but
Yeah.
we knew that Crimbo had an MP9, so it was the
Yeah.
better weapon for the job for that type of fight. And then Crimbo used a long range and just obliterated him.
Mad. That's. I mean, I thought that was about to be Eternal Fire regaining control, regaining the
And look at
momentum.
that buy now.
Oh, it's messy out there, Chad. MAC-10s have been deployed. Woxic and Calyx operating with very little here. It'll have to be a set piece. There's no two ways about it.
Frothy cappuccino.
We're going to need a full execution towards the B side by the looks of things here. It's the only way this sort of round will work. They need the MAC-10s to go in full send, and Woxic, he's setting the grenades, and now that does make me a little bit anxious. I will be honest with you. We've seen a few blunders from him with the utility, but this looks to be absolutely fine. He's deployed his smoke. Flashbang's going in. It's Crimbo to defend.
Yeah, and Crimbo has got himself 1.5. It's still Wakadia, though. Swinging through with a second headshot. The site open for a plant. And this is exactly what the doctor ordered, the remedy to their woes.
Absolutely.
And this is a very interesting boost when established. It will give Xantares a power position. Likely looks like a save here. You've got put so many of your pennies in.
Oh, a sigh of relief for Eternal Fire. That's such a convincing victory in the end there. The execution working out very nicely. Opening kills for Wakadia once again. It really is quite the opening fragger. Every time he seems to be first at the bomb site, headshots aplenty, and a chaotic round leads to another Eternal Fire victory here. 3 will survive for big. They give it up, knowing that the bomb site's already been sacrificed at this point, and it will be Eternal Fire avoiding map point as well. 14-11 as their money is right back on track, upgrading those MAC-10s to rifles across the board. And in terms of finances for big, they might take a tactical timeout here, but saving 3 rifles, including the AWP,
should be absolutely fine. Crimbo had more than enough for an M4, Chad. He goes straight for the MP9. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with little Crimby. Oh, this is the same. So this is when I talk about big and their more tempered approach in a lot of these scenarios. They like to play safer financial decisions. Very safe. So sure, but this is the type of scenario where I don't know why you wouldn't buy Max, because you'd have because they're going, oh, well, if we lose this, we'll have a buy round next round. They're essentially saying we can win with this. But it's like, well, wouldn't you just win with everything?
That's my school of thought, but obviously, yeah, everything you're saying is true as well. It's just different ways of looking at it. You want Crimbo on a rifle, if you ask me, but we'll see whether this grenade connects. It certainly does on both sides of the coin. Rossus will get a double, though. Takes down Wakadia once again to open things up. Taps in on the hunt as well. Prowls towards the A ramp. They'll have a difficult spray ahead of him. Xantares down to 1 point of health in the 4-on-4.
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on the B player here. Crimbo doesn't want to go down there, advancing towards his position.
Let's see if that MP9 works out for him.
Yeah,
Was it the best weapon for the job?
Oh, just hard cleared. B side open, round likely lost. Look at the util. You're not getting back into that site.
No, certainly not. It's another save. Try and find a weapon for Process if possible, but yeah, Eternal Fire. Another streak here. They started off the half of a 5-0 start. Big had a couple of interesting rounds. It's been some chaotic ones to say the very least, but again, we'll have to save. Process will find the AK, but it is going to be 14-12. Anyone's map at this stage. Eternal Fire looking much better on their T-side campaign. Woxic, I don't think, has posted a frag in this second half, unfortunately. So he's just holding the flanks, the extremities, hasn't been part of the battles, but that AWP, not really
if we want to have a broader conversation outside of Eternal Fire in this matchup, Woxic's position will start to come into question if he's not finding impact, especially if you have Wakadia and Xantares who can frag. Yeah. You need an AWPer who can frag. And then you have, that's your star trio. That's how teams work.
And it's like he's forced to play this playstyle we know doesn't suit him. Everyone knows it.
The way Karrigan used him, Karrigan understood the type of AWPer he was and could put him in a position to get the most out of him. But that's Karrigan we're talking about. So, look, maybe it's someone who we should talk to here at Pro League to hear just how you should use a Woxic. Because, you're caging an animal right now, and it's somebody who, when he is on his day, you unleash him. But how do you even find out if he is on his day if you're not setting him up? So
he's
that's the curious part.
Momentum-based confidence player. Yes. And you need to build the game around him. He wants to be the star. That's his whole thing. That's his spiel. For better or for worse, that's his personality. And if you, neuter him like this, you will get nothing out of him. Like, sure, he'll hold the lines and do what he's told, but...
They still win. I guess it's fine for now.
Exactly. They're still winning. It's fine, but it might eventually get found out. It's Maja with the opening frag.
It's a big one.
Right back in the action.
Yeah, I mean, he's really done a world of good for the Eternal Fire campaign with that. Process brave to try something early out the short swing with the util supporting, but the Eternal Fire, they're going to be within one round now of returning to a competitive scoreline.
So we see this before. We spoke about the gap that Madja walked through before in middle. It was Crimbo's responsibility to watch mid and B, and you can see how much he's tasked with here. He was just in window watching mid. Now he's limped out of smoke towards B to block the stairs, and he said, listen, boys, mid's not my problem anymore. I need to focus towards the B side. It's too quiet where you are. There's assembling boost on either side. Was that jump heard?
Yeah, now
that's
it is.
definitely heard. That's a lot of noise.
Is this not an all-in position? Crimbo, he's been here so often, so commonly expected, surely. Supportive util, very effective. I mean, the jig is up.
Yeah, it really is. They know everyone's outside at this point. It is commit and hope for the best. They're getting flashed off, peppered by bullets, but Wakadia somehow, some way finds the opening. They're taking so much damage on Ruber. Here comes the full commitment. Big spray from Sin. Not quite enough. Bear in mind they're low. It's up to Captain tabseN now. He's multiple kills on entry. Can't do it. And Mantu, no chance in this retake. He is so far away. It's unbelievable. Eternal Fire have done it. Another round on the board here. It's going to be 14-13. And Mantu will just have to hold on to the AWP. Loss bonus, as usual, $2,900 for the CTs going forward. So, Chad, those financial decisions they made earlier enables another buy here.
Yeah, that's true. Mantu will be able to drop an M4, Prosus, tabseN, and Crimbo will all be able to buy themselves, and Sin will take that dropped rifle, as mentioned. But a good entry from Madja. He's been calling a good game, but now getting stuck in for some early fights. A great trade out here. This is the more important of the lot, because as Henry mentioned, they could have all just been mowed down with a multi-spray there. So important trading from Eternal Fire. And even though they flubbed their little jumps, made a lot of noise there while Crimbo and co were being disruptive, still pulled it off successfully.
Doesn't really matter in the end. They still win the round, and Mantu will live to see another day here. He survives with the AWP, was looking for the wallbang towards the end.
Oof, that is important considering Sin's finances. It's facilitated a nice full buy.
We got to see a timeout here.
Yeah, take the final timeout from the big side. Just talk through, because sure, you lose this round and you have to save again. You get the max loss bonus 3,400. Oh, they're doing it again.
The old cheeky sort of half buy.
This is what and I would love to have Maniac and Yanko talk, because this, you're right, Henry, like it is people's, there's multiple ways to skin a cat, right? Yes. So the people are just trying to work out.
You loved this last time,
This
Hank.
was cute last time.
That little pixel gap, you just see those tootsies crossing over. Not if you're playing this angle, though. But giving it an attempt anyway. Sim spots them out. Some significant damage on the 5-7. Crimbo got the double and away. He's feeling some scrutiny. Drops the smoke defensively. They are wounded right now. 2.5, not even that. 2.1 players remaining for Eternal Fire.
And Prosus should have a kill, because if Woxic like scopes at any point or makes any sound cue, he'll activate and he has nobody really to help him.
Well, he has to unscope eventually.
Oh, Centaurus is coming over. This will be timing based. But A's open. Woxic should spring into action. Probably just stay sandbag and keep power position with the AWP. Make sure the bomb goes down. Power position with the AWP.
Okay, like we said, Woxic get the frag in this second half. If he can pull this round off, all be forgiven. This is his moment. This is his sort of round here. A shooting gallery, bomb planted for your position. You know where it is. We need to see a couple of kills.
Just don't fall off the map.
And Wakardi's got the flank.
Can you imagine? Oh, no.
Okay.
It's fine. Wakardi's going to win this round.
Yeah, he has a molly as well.
Strap in, folks, because this is going to be a stunning double tap
Can you see the
to the
bomb
back
from
of the head. No.
I think the molly saves the day.
Yeah, still one. Not the second cleanly. Very uncomfortable. If the molly's good, though. If the molly's good, he can win the round. He's going for it. Pushes up. They're going to spread.
Oh.
He's actually done it. Oh my god.
It was the molly the whole damn time. And Mantu even loses the AWP. Another one of these partial, half, are we in, are we out type investments from Big. And another round falls by the wayside. 14-14. We're all tied up. And Eternal Fire can do it again. Remember against Astralis, they were down 14-10. They came back. They won in regulation. Maybe they're the comeback kids at Pro League.
Oh,
let me see again.
Yeah, it's like, is it on the fly? It wasn't like a set piece Molotov. I guess he eyeballed it. It's not like the worst
I think that's just through the hours, through the reps, right? Of understanding.
And it's just like, it's so clutch though. Like, there's no way for them to win the round. He completely locked it out with that one piece of utility. He knew if he gets one kill and gets the position to throw that Molotov, it's all done. They've got 14-14, Big. With all to play for now, it's the final timeout for Eternal Fire here. It's their map pick. And for now, Big are starting to give it up. They had a huge lead here, 11-4 in that first half. Only 3 rounds posted here in the second, but now they have got the full buy. AWP for Mantu, M4's otherwise. They've got a full belt of utility. The incendiaries are out. And it's AK-47s as well for Eternal Fire. The AWP is not working out for them at all on the T side. And we'll see what they've got up their sleeve here. who will be posting map point first?
Clear in 10 off the rip. Cardia gets the ramp one-way dropped. You can see how that limits the AWP's options. Mantu will stick around to catch the nade. 50 HP taken away from him by Wacardius HE. He's the only one that's really throwing early ramp presence. You can see he's the only one that's used his nades, cycles through his smokes, his HE, and so, with 90 seconds thrust onto the clock, a huge round for both of these teams.
But look how telling it is what Eternal Fire are up to. They've had 3 people waiting for a B push, and now they're going for contact with numbers. So this initial fight could be extremely telling. The run boost, and Taras is across, stairs are clear, Sin aware what type of maneuver has just been used to garner that control. So every trick in the book being pulled out by Eternal Fire.
Yeah, the bomb's not with them though, so just trying to remove some of that vision from the CTs, bleed out some utility if possible, and that's exactly what's being presented now by the German side. Crimbo, a solid B anchor, we've seen it a couple of times now, starting to wake up in the second half himself. 45 seconds. Closer and closer to boosting up. Calix waiting for any probing CTs. Crimbo gets into another close range position, this time with the M4.
Threw some flashes towards A to enable a Wacardia peek. So essentially trying to put big in the darkness that they had to experience. 20 seconds is going to have to be a hit now.
Yeah, but they got the bodies here, at least they did! As Calix flattens 2 of them, clears out Crimbo, another! It's all up to Mantu's AWP! He's missed his chance, he's dead as well. 15 is theirs, if they could just punch in the code. Madja gets it down with a second to spare, and Big Clan alarm bells are ringing.
The topic of discussion from the first half, the passive play of Eternal Fire that was being exploited with the contact plays. Eternal Fire just forced that through util, took B lobby, forced back ramp, and then in the late moments execute, and it's Calix coming up clutch late. Those 2 kills, huge.
Massive kills.
It was on the CT side against Astralis where he had those flanks, he had that ace, those massive impact rounds are needed here. He goes down, maybe a multi-kill comes through. Calix has saved the day, and 15 is secure. Process, you might even lose it all because this hunt is on, and that rifle, gone! 15 for Eternal Fire, just one more.
11-4 in the first half, and they run it right back.
Astonishing, isn't it? 11-4.
They've done an amazing job here.
They're about
what a
12-3,
resurgence.
the CT, sorry, the T side of Vertigo.
It's wild.
12-3.
And it will be the final big timeout here. All to play for. This game felt like it was done and dusted after the first half. Big were just in cruise control. No problems ahead, but lost a couple of crucial rounds, a few sloppy clutches, and now Eternal Fire 1 round away from picking up the map. What a recovery would be, and at least there's cash. There's the maximum loss bonus, and they've been quite frugal with their investments, so they will have an AWP. 1 M4 for now, an MP9 for Crimbo, and we'll see what else they can muster up as we enter round number 30 here, looking to take us to overtime if possible. It's going to be a very difficult round for them. It takes some mistakes from Eternal Fire, but what have they got up their sleeve? Maybe they go for that knockout blow and have a fast A-ramp play.
Well, as long as they don't get in a skirmish, Henry, that's the thing you want to avoid with these MP9s and FAMI in the mix, right? Just don't get into an early skirmish. Use your weapons, use your util. Madja, completely blind. Hail Mary, mouse 1 there.
Just do a short
the nade, that's going to do a chunk of damage.
That's a lot of damage. Centaurus and Madja, half HP for the rest of this must-win round. If they want to finish in regulation, they are making no secret of their early presence towards B stairs.
But that's what I was saying you want to avoid. You want to avoid that early damage. You don't want to just be running into the den of these lighter weapons and util, but they've stomached a lot early. They now slow it down.
Wacardia's been dropped to smoke. Jump spot from Tabson. Don't think he saw anything. Now he does, definitely.
Spot this.
Nice, he did. Get away from that one just in time. Throws one of his own design, and it's Wacardia that's low. Even lower. 3 of them have been really chipped away at by the HEs here. Big Clan making a lot out of a little. He's going to clear him. Oh, not far off Wacardia. Hidden in the smoke. Saved from the spam. 50 seconds. And Wacardia's got the whole team coming for the clear. I like that smoke, but Process does too. Finds the gap, finds the head. They have to accelerate now. 40 seconds, otherwise it's OT.
Oh, Mantu. Smoked off. Could still find one through the smoke, though. It's Crimbo, Sin. I think they've done enough here. 5 versus 2. Xantares fighting back. He's joined by Calix as well. They're making it work, Alex. The Molotovs are deployed here.
Calix needs help.
Yeah, but they don't have a bomb.
He's absolutely fine. He's got this.
15. Someone's got to pick up the bomb, lads. Zentara's only got 1 HP.
There
Alex
it is.
has got the headshot. Zentara's hits another. They know where he is, but they have to plant. Get the bomb in.
they?
Charlie,
Do they?
and they just headshot their way to victory.
Makes no sense. They should lose that round all day long. But as I said, Xantares and Calyx, the old tag team duo, managed to make it work with brute force. The sledgehammer at the end breaches through and Big give up the map. Unbelievable scenes.
Is that a 2v5?